Well, hello everyone. Welcome into Viewer Appreciation Month here at Flying with Mike. Yes, as of course expected, technical difficulties leading the way. But hey, welcome into Flying with Mike. We'll still try to make this as entertaining as possible. Hopefully, those of you in Discord and who received the email by followers are curious, where are we flying to? Well, a hint did go up in the chat room, still out there actually, as I look at my not connected to stream here on my laptop. Sin City, I think we all know where that is. Las Vegas, correct. However, the biggest little city in the world. Hmm, where could that be? Find out in just a few. Stand by, folks. We are going to start pre-flighting, but as expected, we are in Sin City. And out in the distance, actually, if you go to the control tower, you can see in that latest update from the X-Plane, the X-Plane Expo on the side of the whatever the hotel was. I can't even think of the name of it now. There's too many in this town. Got to get rid of a few. No, just kidding. Oh, but anyway, folks, yes, we are in Sin City, otherwise known as Las Vegas, New Mexico. For some reason, I got like a blurry spot in my eye. Hang on a second. No, it's not my finger in the eye. I heard that out there, little ones. No, not that. But anyway, we'll deal with it until we get some chance here to figure it out. Hawker 125 woke up. Rip Van Winkle is alive and well. Welcome, sir. But yes, this is Viewer Appreciation Month. This is where we are here for you. You're the ones that made the stream an affiliate 3 years ago. So this month we turn it back to you. So, and one of our moderators, Hawker, is out in the chat room already, and he did get it right. Reno, Nevada. Yeah, you Google it, you can find it. Anyway, or if, like I said, you looked at the um, iRoute in there, you would have seen it. And we're flying, in my opinion, very humble as it is, simply the best 737 in the flight simulation market, ZIBO. And that is what's sitting on the line, folks. We can squibble, but I'm going to tell you, I haven't seen anything to change my mind from other people's streams. Sorry. Um, yeah, well, they got a good product, PMDG. Don't get me wrong, but just doesn't get there in my opinion anymore. All right. Well, we're in commercial break for those following and those just dropping by. So we'll take a quick break here. Let's see here. Hawker. I mean, I have first next to my name, and I don't see JFK to Singapore flight. What gives? Hey, we tried yesterday, folks. We tried yesterday. We didn't go to Singapore, but we were pushing some of the, not that kind of distance. But we were pushing a 4,300 mile run, I think it was, Tokyo to Sharjah, United Arab Emirates. Um, And it was we attempted it, but we just didn't really do the math well. Yeah, we didn't do math well in school either, so that's kind of where we failed again, and we had to cancel that stream mid-flight. But no, it was not JFK to Singapore. I'm waiting for you to do it there, Hawk. I mean, you've got a great stream. Why don't you fire it up and give it a show there? Oh wait, I think I did that wrong. There we go. And then, folks, if you do happen to wander into his channel, you can learn about where he is in the project in the garage called the Hawker. He's trying to change it into a sim. All right, we're all back. So let's get the pre-flight going so we can get the flight going. How's that sound? All right, let's see if I can kick this off any better here. There we go. All right, so let's get Sim Toolkit in here. And yes, Reno was the correct answer from Hawker. We're doing a nice little little short run to the smallest big city in the world. About 300 miles we have today, folks. So it's going to be a nice run up through the valleys here, kind of staying away from the, dreamland area and heading on up into, like I said, Reno. All right, so with Sim Toolkit, let's dig a little. Today, now, one thing with SimBrief, that's what brings the data into both Volanta, those of you using that one, and I know there is a great many of you that do, and Sim Toolkit. Uh, but unfortunately, the aircraft profiles in SimBrief do not reflect the 737-800 freighters out there. So, sorry, folks. Last night I didn't get a great amount of sleep, so it's been one of those mornings. All right, so today we're going to just kind of focus on the payload. Yeah, you can see it says 99 packs. Unfortunately, like I said, the profiles are just not there yet. 22,556 thousand pounds from FedEx Express Virtual to be hauled up there. The zero fuel weight, 117,000 pounds, and the block fuel will come in at 100 or at 100. Up, wrong flight. 13,375. Most of that fuel, if you're not familiar with flying in this part of Nevada, Vegas, or Reno, the alternates are super long distance. Super long distance. Uh, Coming out of Los Angeles, it's usually Ontario, which is only about a 50 to 100-mile run away from Los Angeles, where you took off. And up in Reno, we got Sacramento. Today, we're going to fly at 34,000 um, and a cost index of 35. So it's a pretty good run. Uh, Not overly heavy in any way, but nonetheless, it'll be good. Now, we are scheduled to 6 right. That would be a great taxi runway. It's right behind us, basically, so we could get out. And the winds are kind of favorable, but that's a direct crosswind on it, folks, at 9 knots. Doable, no problem. But, the takeoff, oh, wait, 19, you go the other way. Disregard, that's a really long takeoff. I was thinking all backwards. So, forgive me, we will take off on 26 right. Winds 170 at 9, as you see up there. They're gusting up to 18. 10-mile visibility and a few clouds up at 12,000 feet. So the base. Temperature, a nice cool 37 degrees here, folks. Oh, wait, that's Celsius. It's already 98 degrees out there. Actually, oh no, it's like 10 o'clock, 11 o'clock out there. So yeah, it's going to be a hot one. 32 or 32 degrees Fahrenheit for the dew point. So, folks, it's the desert. It's a dry heat. 2990 for the altimeter. Over in Reno, the other gambling capital of the U.S., variable winds, 10 miles of visibility, and a clear sky. So, little cooler up there, but not by much. But that's because of altitude. It's 4,400 feet above sea level. We're only 2,100 feet above sea level where we're at right now. All right, and finally, we are going to get this going on VATSIM. As soon as VATSIM wants to play with me. Oh, it's going to play. Okay, I see how you are. And oh, what the heck? Let's freak them out. All right, I got to get that in there. All right, so we've got our flight plan going. We are ready for action, folks. All right, again, Viewer Appreciation Month. So we're kicking it off going up to Reno. Now, y'all are going, that's not a vacation place. It actually is. A lot of people like to go up there and lose their shirts, not because of the heat, but because of the gambling tables. So we figured we'd help them out today. Leave Sin City for another. No, for the biggest little city in the world. So now you all have learned something today. All right, so let's get this bird in the air, shall we? And let's kind of showcase the simply best 737-800 out there. All right, so preliminary checklist. Now I use the ZIBO 737-800X concise checklist. It's not a lot different than the other one that's out there. It just is grouped in a little tighter, some coloring in there to help. And yeah, it just makes it easier for me. Now, you all pick what you want. I just did a Google search and found it. All right, so the batteries are on. Here, let's just get on up top. Hang on, went a little high, but stand by. I meant to do that because let's get some sound on. Now let's go there. All right, so as you can tell, the battery switch is on, standby power going to there, and let's get some cockpit lighting up. Okay, we got the panels. We'll get down below here in a second. All right, ground power's on. AC meter is on ground power here. IFE and cabin utilities are both on. Equipment cooling is normal. Emergency lights armed, and we're going to go ahead and get the no smoking light lit. Come down here, hang on. Get our panel lights completely established. And down here, brighten things up. All right. Now I moved this just to altitude either off or on, and on your client that connects your flight sim to VATSIM, whichever product you use out there, make sure it's in mode C, is lit or is showing so the controller knows you're actually in mode C. After that, he has no clue if you're actually in Tara, T-A-R-A. So, but to that point, he's happy. That's all that matters. You're in mode C. All right. Okay, let's go on down. Emergency lights. Okay, window heats are on. And we're going to head up top here, do some quick checks. Flight recorder, mock airspeed warning tests, and this one cracks me up. There's more sound to this than when you're actually stalling the airplane out, and that could kill you. Don't worry, other aircraft are just as bad about keeping that one subdued. Talk to Airbus. They actually had an airliner stall 30-some thousand feet to the Atlantic. Fell. So, Boeing isn't the only one that keeps it very quiet. All right, we got our 3 gear lights down. Radios look good. Reversers are stowed. Electronic engine controls are on. I know you can barely read it behind the covers. And is that the engine control lights? Yes. Okay. And finally, the passenger oxygen's normal and looks good in the gauge. ELT is armed. Hang on a second. Bear with me here. Tink, 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 tink. Okay, get back up top here. All right, now we can set up our IRS system to align. We're looking for on DC on both, and then we're looking for align on both. Okay, move them to nav. Now, up here on your display selector, move it to heading status, HDG/STS. INS guys, you guys that love that SIVA, you know this is where you would find codes. Well, you would find them here in the newer versions of that. Quick test, ELT's armed, dome lights off. Okay, we're doing good, folks. And we'll stay right there. Let's head over here to the EFB, which just came to the aforementioned PMDG not too long ago, folks. This has been here for the 4 years I've been flying X-plane. I don't know. Talk to PMDG. There's our flight. Activate. And from here out, folks, oops, I meant to go, yeah, that's where I wanted to be, right there. It'll show the status of our flight. And if we step outside, you can see now the air stairs up to the plane, and the doors will open over here, and the fuel truck will pull up here in a second. And everything goes on like normal, just you're not having to do it. So that way you can get up here and real quick, oh look, the fuel truck's here. So anyway, it's a nice feature, and I'm glad to see, while it may not be as nicely animated as TOLUS is, okay, it's still a little nice touch of eye candiness. Even though it pops in, disappears, it's nice. And it's automated. You don't have to do it. All right, so where'd we leave off? Window heat. So we go down here. Let's pull up the FMC. I'm just going to zero in on it right now. Okay, we're looking at the 737-800. There's our nav data information and the activity, or the active dates. It's been active since June 13th and updates July 10th. Put that on your calendars, folks. Not too far away. Position, here lies so. Reference airport. Just type in KLAS. Boom. Now, you can put the gate. I don't know if it will zero you there. What I do, go to the next page, look for the GPS coordinates. I'll take the left side for 100 there. Okay, stick that up here. And by the way, folks, this is not required. I just do it out of habit. And then wait, do I continue here? No, I do not. We pause. We'll be back momentarily. All right, so let's get back up to the overhead. Start working it here. Okay, we're fueling, so the pumps are all off. We're looking good on the electrical side. Lights are all off down here. Lights are set. We've got everything set in the middle. All right, window heat we know on. Probe heat's off. Anti-ice is off. Electric hydraulic pumps are off. Engines are on. Just so you know, checklist wise, this side's A, this side's B. And then it shows what doors are open right now. Okay. Coming down, voice recorders on, trim air's on, recirc. Okay, so this down, these are in auto, pump, blah, 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 blah. I'll get English working here for me in a second. Okay, I think it is. Bleeds are on, APU bleed off, 34, so we'll set 35 and scroll up to 4,100 feet. And then we'll get the right number on it. 4415, so that's close. All right, and that's our landing airport. I know many of you are going to tell me you should be putting in the one for Vegas. What if you have to come back? Pretty much planning on not coming back. We're leaving Sin City. Many people should leave Sin. All right, so pressing on here, folks. Waiting for him to say we're fueled. Where are we at on the process? Let's take a look. Cargo's 100% fuel.
Ground to flight deck, fuel is all loaded up.
People are about ready to start piling in here. Okay. And since it's such a hot day, it was a good thing we held up the boarding process, even though we don't have people. All right, we're getting the APU kicked over. Once we have that up and running, folks, we'll check a couple things and get to putting the flight plan together. All right, there she goes, firing up. Now, you saw me, I turn on the left aft fuel tank. Talking with a mechanic where I used to work, he said we try to use the APU on the easiest to get to pump in case it goes out. Not for the APU, but for the engines. So they're pulling from the same pump that would be fueling engine number 1. All right, so the aft fuel pump is the easiest accessible pump to them. So that's why. As he told me. True or false? That, I don't know. Okay, we just put the APU on the internal generator bus, and we just brought the bleed on. So now we're on internal electric, internal air. So we can actually disconnect from ground power. All right, we're building passengers. Hey, they're not straggling this time. How about that? All right, anyway, even though it is cargo. All right, so with all of that done, let's kick the seatbelt sign on. And head down and get ready to do... And get ready... Oh, wait a minute, let me do something first.
attendants are closed and all passengers are seated.
All right, let me bring in charts and then readjust one last time. Okay. There we go. All right, now, actually, I don't know if it'll work over here. Let's give it a shot. What the heck? Okay, we shouldn't have to enter anything, but if we do, we've got things available. Oh, stand by, folks. Taste test. I'm back. Sorry. We are making deviled, oh wait, I mean holy eggs today. So for a cookout we have. That's why we're a little limited on time today, but oh, sorry folks, that really tasted good. But yeah, we're taking deviled eggs. I mean holy eggs. All right, so let's take a look at this real quick here. Now this is our departure, the Joker 3 departure. And I already see a little problem lurking. There we go. All right, so you can see where we are. Here's how the routing for us. We're taking 26 right. 19, I was thinking this way. Oh, wrong way. Look how long that taxi would have been, folks. Yeah, we're going to fly 26. All right, so we just come off, turn before the mountains here, and head down to Migdo out to Joka. Okay. Along the way, we got to be at or below 11,000. At or below? Oh, interesting. 12,000 foot mountain, and we got to be at or below it. No, just kidding. You always got to love that, you know? All right, so let's get after it. Enough joking around here. Hit the request button. Yeah, folks, that's all you got to do. And then it'll ask you to load it and accept it. And then clear out the error, not error, but the messages letting you know where we are. All right, now let's go to the departure arrival page. Make sure Joker 3, I can deal with that. What I do is go through and acknowledge what we're doing. KENNO. And it's just so that I know for sure we're on the right route as pilot in command. Okay, so let's take a look at the legs right now. Okay, so we're going to come off intercepting. I don't have the directions right in front of me. We're going to climb on heading 259 to 2682 to Stilt or Slit, then on to Rudy, then on to Cells, and then on to Magno, whatever. MGNTO. You come up with your own words. Then we go out to Kruger, at or below the mountaintops, and then Joker. All right, then Joker. Ooh, we're missing a bunch. See, this is why I do this. This is why I do this. Let's do this again. 26 right. Joker. KENNO. There we go. Now it's all coming together like it should. Oh, see, that's why you want to check, folks. Because had you copied that and went, you'd have been getting on there going, wait a minute, something's not right here. Why are we on a discontinuity? Secondly, where the heck is Graymas as we're hitting the mountain below 11,800 feet? I mean, still seriously, you'd be trying to figure this out on the fly, folks, when you've got your south mountain ready to hit a mountain. No, you won't, folks. It's set up for a reason that way. Don't know why, but it is. Kruger, Joker, Graymas, and they have all the people in boxes on board. Deadpool, Biker, Kagi, KENNO. Biker, Kagi, KENNO. All right, whoop, back up. Okay, so we're up to KENNO. Let's go over here to Scola. Yeah, that's how it's star to, or Sid to star. KENNO to rush me. So let's do the same thing, folks. What are we on? Scola. Ina. And we are planning 17 right. So bear with me here, folks. This is why I like this program charts. I have available approaches down here. Select it. Here's everything for what we're planning, 17 right. Now, if my memory's right, the terminals are on the western side of the airfield. 17 right would be the right one. Now, we have 3 different ILSs. And they're probably going to be very close to the same, so we could come up to Windsor, come in that way. Okay. See how this one, more of a straight in. Okay. And again, ooh, look at this one, folks. Clock right along the mountain range to turn in. I kind of like that one. Sold. You take a look, make sure we're good to fly this. I don't see any restrictions holding us back, folks. So guess what? This is Zulu. Okay, clock. Execute. Now let's make sure the legs played out right. Kagi, KENNO. Okay, now, wait a minute, I gotta select that. Standby. Now it's, you see how it's over here? And if I had that visible, you would be able to see it down below as a quick pick. All right, so let's take a look at Scola. And you can see it completed the route right for us. And by the way, clock is our first fix, our last fix here. So that all worked out nicely. All right, so KENNO, Rusmi, Craft, Scola. Okay. And by the way, you can be looking up here. Yeah, it's not showing over here. Okay. Where are we at? Texas. Hold'em. Chime. All right, and I'm going to kind of kick it up a little. All right, so we go to clock. No, this is going to be 10,000. At 210, so stand by. 210 diagonal 10000. Boom. I had a feeling. Okay. Now, I move things around a little bit, folks. I'm making sure you can see so that we can check the final part. So Texas Hold'em, we just fixed clock Belby step. Hang on, we got to get on the ILS. So it's Belby slabs Zompo. Slabs Zompo discs. Onel, if it's even on here, it is not, and the runway. So let me check something here. Okay, so discs is 7,400 feet, and discs is 7,400 feet. All right, if we continue the step, we're going to get the out to Yarku, which is where we hold and determine what we do next. So we just do a quick. Wait a minute. This page. Scola. Hang on. I saw something with Scola that didn't look right. Okay, it was fine. My bad. I thought I saw it as a at this altitude. I'm not worried if it's not on here yet. Okay, cool. Step. Okay, everything looks good. All right, so that makes sure the legs are right. Now we get to where I like to go. All right, so with charts gone, let's head over to the EF correction. Head to Sim Toolkit. Why Sim Toolkit? We need our V-speeds, folks, and Sim Toolkit provides those now. Saved flights. Why did I hit? I thought I hit flights, not aircraft. Oh, I did. Hang on, let me get rid of some. Okay. Now, let's view. Couple things you can do here, folks. You can click here for performance and tools. That'll give you that cute little runway to let you know how much you're going to eat up with the configuration. Or you can just do it the simple way. Go to takeoff, check your weather. Sky Vector is an easy tool for that. Just so you know, as of, well, heck, we could do that. I can do that even better. Current, as of 49 minutes ago, it's 160 at 160 at 9, gusts to 1810 miles, few clouds, based at 12,000. That's case 170. Let me check the METAR. Yeah, 170 at 9. Okay. 37 degrees, 29.9. Dry. It's a dry heat, folks. Come on, it's a dry heat. So, and we're going to assume our temperature for takeoff and improve our climb. Calculate. The only thing this page will not show you is how much runway you eat up, but it is going with the runway specs of 26 right. Now, 26 right, just for those unfamiliar with Las Vegas, is 14,500 feet long. Okay. But the problem comes in your altitude, your heat, all play what's called density altitude, making that air very, you would think, not dense, but that temperature just plays on those. There's actually an upper limit to when you can't fly these aircraft, and it does hit every now and then. And it helps, and it puts a restriction sometimes on what you can do. All right, so as we look over here, Torah, okay. So you can see there's our weather. Here's the inputs, the weight of the aircraft, flaps, all of that's included in here. So here's what we put in. Flaps will be a 5. Page we're going to will be takeoff 2, select temperature 43. Here's our V speeds and such. Now they're not going to match what comes up in the FMC, but they're going to be pretty doggone close. All right, so let's proceed. So back to route. I'm going to go ahead and just hit route copy. Okay. Hint. All right, again, let's click request. All it's going to do is fill in the most of the blocks but one. Reserves. It's going to ask you to load it here. And that's it. Okay, so let's go Sim Toolkit real quick. You know what? We'll go with charts real quick. All right, charts can do this too. It's a feature a lot of people don't catch. Right here, view your SimBrief operational flight plan. Okay, here's our fuel. Now, when you're in the default operating, meaning when you go into SimBrief and you click, you put in all your parameters, you click generate, you didn't change any of the operating flight plans formats you could do. This is the output you get. And for many, this is great because it gives you a good reserve. It's your final reserve, which in our case is 45 minutes standby, getting marching orders. All right, wife's just letting me know what's going on. All right, so 6,433 pounds. Now, what that means is that's enough fuel to make our mandatory 45 minutes by the FAA, plus our fuel to get to the farthest alternate from Reno should we have to divert. So in the system here, we'll just put 6.4. Execute. Cost index, we're going to go with 34,000. And it's going to recalculate. Cruise winds, we'll probably keep that as is. And everything else, because transition level, folks, that's the easiest thing in the U.S. All right, as we delineated, takeoff 2 and 43 degrees. So basically, we're basically telling the engines, instead of thinking it's 37 degrees out there, it's 43. So they'll power back ever so more less, just enough to get us in the air to cruise safely and not put as much strain, wear and tear on those components so they can make it to those major inspection points. Instead of getting there early, they get there on time. A lot of money, folks, and you definitely want those things on the wings to be working. They don't. The wings don't flap to keep you in the air. I hate to break it to you. All right, so we're back now. We're to the final page. Click the CG. Next page. Now, this is something a lot of people skip because they're like, I can't do all of this. Well, runway wind, that's easy. Pull up the latest METAR. 170 at 9. Now, I will give you, it's a little more difficult to get the slope. It's findable, folks. If you use Sim Toolkit, it really is actually findable. Here, let me show you where it hides. All right, on Sim Toolkit, remember this? This is found when you're in the flight summary page. Okay, come down to the full flight log and routing. Here's your airport information for Las Vegas. Used to be nicely put over here, but for some reason, people like it this way. You know, that's going to be a to each their own kind of deal. All right, here is your slope, 0.765. I'm going to call it 0.8. And since it's a positive number, because there's no negative sign, it is U 0.8. Slash, now whatever the runway heading is. And folks, you can get that in a lot of places. Run the charts. And you know, if you're not 100% sure, 260. That's runway 26. In a sense. I mean, granted, it can be delineated. That's the actual heading on the chart. But again, you could even go that simple. And what have you done? Well, you've told the sim, okay, here's the runway winds, here's the slope, here's the heading, which that really doesn't play much into it, and our temperatures. Up here, you can set dry, wet, or contaminated. Oh yeah, and down here you have your thrust, climb 2. So if you click next page, you're back here, put in the flaps, which we said would be 5, and there's what they came up with. I'm going to go with what SimBrief came up with. Take off. 141, 145, 151. So 141. 44451. 4451. Again, as hot and as dry as it is here, I like the speed now. And I've got 14,500 feet of runway. Really not worried about it, folks. Really not. There's our trim, just like normal. There's our N1. So when we go down the runway, folks, our engine should never go over 90.1. That's where it's pegged for the percentage. See how it's backing it off? Still plenty of power to get the aircraft in the air and climbing. It's even climbing at a reduced power. Again, the whole goal, save those engines to the major overhauls. And now we're ready to go, folks. For the most part, I mean, we've already got the EPU, the left pumps on. The only thing we have not done is the middle control panel here. So we'll set the speed to V2 plus 10. That's what I like to run. A little extra speed, especially out here. Flight director's on. Okay, next up will be heading. Again, you could put 260, folks, if you don't want to look it up, or 259. Here you would put what ATC tells you is your speed, and I don't think we have them. No. So I am going to go ahead. We'll get ready to connect here in a second. So I'm going to go ahead and take us up to 34,000. The neat thing is with the FMC, as we climb, folks, and we hit a limit, before we get there, it'll level off. So that at or below 11,000 feet, although we might hit a mountain, it'll stop us so we can hit the mountain. No, like I said, plenty of clearance, I'm sure. It's just kind of funny when you look right next to it, it says 12,900 foot mountain. Usually that would be 11,000 and higher. it's at or below. So I find those things kind of funny. But again, plenty of clearance, folks. Those of you boarding a plane watching you first off shouldn't be doing that. But anyway, because I do make a lot of fun of the airlines. APU Gen, we're on the bleed. We're set. Okay, so let's get back down here real quick. Hit the reset. Do our quick check here. Should be some reds. Good. Minimums. Let's go to 400. Okay. Good. All right, and we're 2990. We'll make sure that hasn't changed. And what else do we need to do? Landing gear levers down. 3 green flaps are up. We'll get the auto brakes here momentarily. Spoilers are down. Takeoff config check. Flaps up again and showing up. Fuel levers cut off, brakes set, and we are ready to go. Connecting FDX 811, right? Oop. Better be. Yep. 738. Okay, let you all see that. Connecting. Okay, we don't have ATC, so 7224. Okay, be careful when you get up there, folks. Sometimes it's a good thing to just set the back numbers first. So
traffic, American 1650, pushing back from gate Delta 9.
So you don't trigger anything. And then I'm going to go to messages because he doesn't understand you're supposed to be on common traffic frequency. KLAS. I am not going to tell people how. There it is. 119.9 I think I saw. And he'll wonder, why is nobody talking to me? In a minute. And lastly, get my ACARS program running for FedEx. Bear with me here. And last thing I do with all the VAs I fly with, folks, I try to make sure we're online. Okay, there we go, folks. And now I'm going to move into getting the airplane ready to go. All right, so engine levers, yaw dampers on. Passengers should all be aboard. They are. Let's take a look outside what we've got left to do. You can see now the staircase has been pulled. All we have are the chocks. That is pretty good. So we're ready to go. Let's call in better pushback.
Hey, Captain, let me know where you want this thing.
That is a very open question. Places I could tell you to put this thing.
Great news, Captain. Your tow's coming.
All right, so the tow's coming. Let's get our aircraft set up. System B pump on. The pushback fuel pump's coming on. And finally, the collision. And we're ready to go. Now, the big thing to start this plane, folks, packs have to be turned off to get enough pressure. And for our traveling passengers.
Fox, this is Captain speaking. We're just final preparation here for departure from the gate. Maintenance is wrapping up one final item that they needed to take
All
care of
right.
before
Looks
we
like the
depart.
doors and hatches are closed and we're ready to connect.
Should be just a few more minutes. Maintenance will wrap up, hand us our logbook, and we'll be on our way. Thanks for your patience.
You know, you got to talk to the boxes every now and then to calm them down. Also gave me a chance. Ooh, these holy eggs are really good. It's just about ready to push, folks, and we're just about ready to go. So I'm glad y'all are aboard for our first flight of Viewer Appreciation Month. Oh, sorry, folks.
Welcome aboard, Captain. Tow's connected, bypass pins inserted. Go and kill the parking brake when you're ready to go.
All right, folks, you all ready to go fly with Mike? All right, brakes off.
Here comes the pushback. Light them up.
All right, we're going to do just that. First thing, like I said, brakes off. We're on the left side today. Oops. All right, at 17% to 25, we can introduce fuel. All you do is move the fuel lever from cutoff to idle. And away we go. And as soon as the engine stabilizes here, which it looks like it has, I like to go up and kick the generator on. That's actually not in the checklist, folks. So that's up to you. I just happened to notice it when we flew both 737 flights with American several years ago. So I don't remember with Southwest when they did, if they did. Who knows? They may not have. Bringing them on, number 1.
Just about done here. Go ahead and set your parking brake.
Brake set.
And we're disconnecting the tow. Give me just a moment.
Fuel on. And they're lighting up. Auto matching in VATSIM stinks. So don't be surprised if you see a carrier from you don't even know of, because that's just how horrible it can be. Sometimes they'll actually get it right. More times than not, they don't. Like, that's not American that just taxied by, folks, but it is an American flight. Don't ask me why it does that. Okay, this engine looks stable. Jen.
And we're disconnected. Signal and pin on the left. Take it easy and have a safe flight.
Well, thanks for the pushback. It's free. Better pushback, folks. And thank you, sir. We'll see you next time. Backs on. All right, let's see if he's over here yet. He is. There's the pins. We're ready on that front. All right, let's go ahead, turn the timer on. Make sure I didn't miss anything. Voltmeter. Probe heat, anti-ice, we don't need that. Actually need air conditioning on the wings to cool them. Packs are on, isolation valve, EPU. Can be turned off, correct. Okay, taxi checks. Bear with me a second, kicking on a timer here just in case. Engine start switches to continues. Auto brakes to RTO. Auto brakes are in the center there, folks, right here next to the flaps gauge. Taxi turn off. And we'll go to Terra. That is T-A-R-A on the transponder. Here we go. And Vegas common traffic frequency. FedEx 811 taxiing from the cargo facility over 226 right. Brakes off. Here we go, folks. Thank you for flying with Mike today. Hope you enjoy this little short excursion up to Reno. Flaps going down to 5. Taxi lights, and we'll be ready. While we taxi, let's go to status. I hate that one because I can never see it. Oops, wrong one. And then engine and up. There we go. All right, folks, we are ready to go. Trim needs to be 5.25. We'll go with it, hoping that's about right. Hopefully one day they'll get it right and let us be able to set the numbers to the numbers and not guess. Looks like a beautiful day if you like super hot temperatures here in the Vegas area. Boy, that's the big takeaway I have, folks. When we were out there, good Lord, about 5-7 years ago. Ooh, it's hot. Boy. Hot, hot, and hotter. Okay, before takeoff checks, let's just make sure. Okay, RTO, blank, blankety blank, blank, blank. And Vegas common traffic, FedEx 811 departing 26 right. Okay, that looks good. Get my switches ready. Lights. Here we go. 60%. Now, the checklist calls for 40%, folks. I take them to 60 because it's a nice, easy reference point to look at my lower dials to see if we're stable. And we are. Now, auto throttle on. Toga is the mic button. Get a little downforce on the elevator back there.
80 knots. E1. Rotate. Positive rate.
Gear up. Okay.
$1,000.
All right, let's go to the autopilot. Let it fly the departure out. Gear lever set. Auto brakes off.
SC79 going on.
Before bad attitude, welcome aboard. Leo Stick 86 is saying we're checking in with you. You were live twice, once on yours and once on mine as in-flight IFE entertainment, maybe, or hopefully not an emergency. I don't see anything, but welcome in, Bad Attitude. Thank you for joining us. All right, we're climbing out. Let's get some flaps up so we don't kill them too badly. All right, flaps are up. Well, welcome in. First time chat from Leo Sticks 86. Thank you, sir. Let me go out one level here. We'll put weather over here, terrain over here, and I forgot to start the clock at the end of the runway. Doggone it. Oh well. Well, we always forget that one, folks. And yeah, out of curiosity. Nope. I thought maybe this, like in Fearless, might bring up and down the flight yoke. But welcome in, everyone. I hope y'all enjoy. We're gonna have a little bit of fun here. Let's click on the display. Right? Showing behind the captain as we get up into the air. Oh yeah, that was good. All right, folks, we are climbing out into the hot, dry desert air of Las Vegas, Nevada. Now, those of you tuning in and caught the name of this stream, Sin City, to the biggest little city in the world. I just couldn't resist that, folks. Going from Sin City, which we all hopefully know as Vegas, to Reno, which, by the way, that is the official name, which I didn't know up until the research. Now, please don't think I took forever to research that data. Okay, folks, we're coming up to that point in the chart where we had a little fun with Vegas. On the Joker 3, we're coming up to Kruger, however you want to say it, at or below 11,000 feet with 12,900 foot minimums in the area. Don't look all that bad. Hang on, let me turn it down here before I go out the airplane. Otherwise, none of you will be able to hear me. And I can hear some going, that's a good thing. So there's where the, right there is the peak that we're going around at or below 11,000 feet. Cracks me up because the other funny one is if you came off runway 1, you do a circle around the city and out. Well, you end up just south of us by a few miles. That's at or above 13,000. So some of the stuff on charts, there we go, starting to climb. But I just find some of these things on the charts hilarious. Oh, all right, Bad Attitude, you enjoy. Thanks for lurking, and hey, we're always here, so try not to blow too many things up over at DCS. All right, so we're climbing up now, and we're headed for KENNO, and then we'll start down into the Reno, the biggest little city in the world. All right, let me get up here, make sure everything looks good, and I'll get this back to where people are in their happy spot. Oh, the coordinates are there. Yay. Okay, we're above 10,000, so. Lights are off. All right, folks, we're on our way. I'm glad y'all are here. Thanks for being a part of Flying with Mike. I appreciate that, Leo Stick. Appreciate you coming along. Hopefully tomorrow's stream will get to debut something new. I meant to take it out of the title and I didn't. We're gonna try. I think we'll be able to do it better tomorrow than today. Today's flight, this may be it. I try to do 2 flights a stream now. This may be it. I have a barbecue to get to as soon as my wife gets back. So that's why we may not be. I do have a second flight in the can if we do get time. But I don't think we will. But tomorrow we'll debut it. Stream Raiders on here. And we've got a nice 3-hour, 4-hour flight to do, and that would be the best to be able to debut it. So those of you into that, whatever, is that an app? I don't even know what to call that. In-flight entertainment, maybe? I don't know. But we will debut it tomorrow. We will actually go up and come down so quickly that it's only a 300-mile flight, folks. So, right, and when I get to having to multitask, that's never good on flying with Mike. And for those of you, again, that came out yesterday as I tried to fly a flight, a long haul, Tokyo to Sharjah, which is over in Dubai, Arab Emirates. I just didn't do the math well in my head to figure out we couldn't do that. It would have been a 1 to 2 o'clock in the morning arrival, and I had too much important things going on with my unemployment today that I needed to be available for, alert and awake for, not sipping down 10 pots of coffee to try to stay awake. So, and I'm glad I did. Great information. So, folks, thank you one and all for flying with us today. Tomorrow, like I said, we will debut Stream Raiders here on the channel, and I hope you enjoy it. It'll be actually, it's a nice laid-back flight setup for tomorrow, so hope y'all can enjoy. Speaking of which, check something. I don't think I have another one set up for tomorrow. I may. Oh, that's right. Oh, yeah, definitely tomorrow is the better of the 2 days to debut that. Definitely do it on the first flight, but if we do and are able to fly the second one tomorrow will be the Nathan's Hot Dog Eating Contest VATSIM event. That's a mouthful in itself, let alone the Nathan's Hot Dog Contest. Yeah, they are flying a New York Approach Center. I'm not sure who the actual host is of this, is hosting a VATSIM event out of LaGuardia. Now, this does not make, any sense. Why would they use the Nathan's 5 departure? The goal is the Nathan's 5 departure on the Nathan's Hot Dog Eating Contest event in to fly. And you can fly wherever you want, folks. And we're going to try and fly it. I don't know if we'll get a word in edgewise there or not, but we're going to try. But we got a flight tomorrow planned out of LaGuardia. So, otherwise, to some streamers known as La Garbage Can. So, we'll head out of there somewhere and continue the debut of Stream Raiders. But today's flight is it's pretty much, we're going to get to the top. By the time the time runs out, we're already halfway down the arrival side. So, and I had a feeling with this, so that just by the shortness of the flight, things I should have been thinking yesterday instead of thinking I could do the Tokyo to there. Yeah, it is what it is, though. But thank you, folks, for coming out. All right, so we are 26,000 feet up. If I was a passenger flight, I would be turning off the wing lights, so we will. The boxes count. Come come on. The FedEx Express envelopes and boxes and crates, they count. They want to be counted too. All right, so let's show off. Why do I call this better than PMDG? Well, there's a lot of reasons, but some of the big ones, folks, they have gone in here, taken the default 737, made a mod for it that is just unbelievably realistic. There are some things I'm sure that you guys could hammer me with from the PMDG world that you just don't have here. But I've had this lovely EFB from the time I switched over from FSX to X-Plane 11 4 years ago that you all just got. And I know it wasn't in the FSX version of PMDG. So it's a good, and it really is a dynamite thing. I don't remember, but I'm sure it was there in the FSX. The cameras, I know the HUD was. That I do remember. So you guys may have more functionality in the FMS. I'll give you that, but is it free? Let me let that sink in again. Is it free? I didn't think so. So to get all of that functionality into this beautiful mod for free, simply the best, folks. Simply the best out there. And especially now, me out of a job, other than twitching, and I do twitch quite a bit anyway. Oh, no, I mean twitching on the internet, not twerking, or torquing, or whatever it's called. I can't spend a lot of money, folks. And the fact that this is constantly being updated, getting better every single update that has happened. Folks, last week we flew it, trying to think what the flight was. Oh, but anyway, within that time frame, there's been 5 more updates, tweaking, modifying, bringing this parameter more into realm. 5. It was, no, yeah, 5. It was version 27 last time. Today, if you click the question mark here on it, folks, it gives you the latest release. We're up to 32. The man, the team just keeps making it better. And when they brought in that airside services, oh my gosh, there is no better simulation out there than this one right here. Ophelis is downright dynamite for a heavy, but for aircraft like this, TOLUS is the only thing that comes close to it. The only big difference between the two is TOLUS you pay $70, $80 for, free here. So, folks, simply the best. Hope y'all enjoy. We're topping out right now. KENNO will be next after Cage here. Then we start looking at our descent. Speaking of which, let's look at it real quick here. And then we'll get the numbers. Hang on. Where are you, charts? Where are you? There you are. All right, so let's get to where we are on the map. All right, so basically it is SID onto star. That is how this is flight planned. The only fix you have to put in is KENNO. And you really don't have to, because KENNO ends the SID standard instrument departure for those not aviation terminologically, SAVE, to STAR. It starts at KENNO, and STAR is a standard terminal arrival routing. And there are usually some airports, several of them from different directions. And you join these, and then the controllers can keep the spacing. The bigger the airports, you know, the more transitions and stuff can occur. But here, very simple 300-mile run. Like I said, we're almost there. I'm going to go ahead. I forgot to put something up here. Hang on. So you all have an idea how much longer. Just under 30 minutes. See what I mean? Time I start Stream Raiders is we're on the ground. So that's why we're going to debut it tomorrow. All right, so here's what we have ahead of us, folks. Let's dive into it real quick, real easy for those. Get you all into maybe flying. That would be awesome. Especially tomorrow, folks. We're laying it back on Tuesday, taking it easy. It's holiday week, folks. It's the 4th of July coming up, Independence Day here in the country. So yeah, we're going to kind of ease on down, and tomorrow it's like going down that lazy little river on your little kayak or canoe or better yet, raft. All right, so we come over KENNO, then Rusme, Craft, Scola between 24 and 28,000, tests or techs 17,000 or higher, Oldham 16,000 or higher, no faster than 280 knots, Chime 12,000 to 13,000, we'll explain in a second, at 250, 10,000 feet at clock, 210. Y'all are scratching your head that know something about aviation. Why are we at 210 at 10,000 feet? Airport elevation here, folks. Does it show here? No. It does show over here, 4,415 feet above sea level. So, 10,000 feet is only 6,000 feet above the ground. And we start the instrument approach. All right, pretty simple, easy to handle run, you know, 18,000, we set the altimeter to Reno's. So let's take a look at this ILS that I chose. Chose it for a little bit of the challenge to it, even though there probably isn't going to be much. We start off, like it said, at 10,210 knots at clock. And we're going to head to Belby, Slabs, make a tight turn. Again, max. It means we can be slower. We can't be faster than 210. And for those of you guys out there that can't drive 55, this is your sport. But anyway, Slabs around the Zombo. And then we should intercept the ILS and bring it in. Sorry for the coughs in the ear. It came right out of nowhere. Always got to look for those little words, folks. Sorry about that. I was muted there for a little bit. So, real quick, ATIS, NorCal, Reno, ground. Didn't know we were in NorCal territory up here. Northern California approach. I know, we're in Nevada. How does that work? I'm sure they're not happy about it either. But anyway, that's for a whole different conversation down the road with politics. But anyway, 110.9, 167 for the heading, which we've dialed in. Discs at 7,400. And the rest, hopefully you can read real quick because we're going to move on. Down here, we're going to be at 7,500 feet at Zombo. And then down to 7,400 feet to intercept the ILS. Beautiful approach, should be fun. RNAV track for the missed approach to Zachby, Scene, and Yarku. I wonder if that's related to Roku. Anyway, moving on. All right, for the approach, 200 is our minimum cloud base for broken or overcast. Anything lower than that, there's a good chance I'm not seeing a Cat 2 approach. We go to our alternate. I don't know why people are broadcasting on 122.8 like that. Anyway, it is what it is. And our minimum visibility is a half mile. So, folks, we're ready to go. All right, I have to look. I'm going to look while you guys are in break. And what the heck is going on? Nothing down there. You gotta love people that do that. All right, well, anyway, it is what it is. We'll deal with it because we'll be going over to Unicom here shortly. I'm sorry, correction. CTAF. All right, folks, welcome back. Welcome back. We're glad to have you here. Real quick, getting my CTAF, KRNO 18.7. That's kind of what I thought. So, how do we set that up now? Very simply, folks. This is the VATSIM Unicom channel. So over here, we just go 18, set it in standby to 700, right? 18.7, yep. And my charting while I'm here, is it going to give me anything I need besides 110.9? All right, this is a little different setup here, folks, than most of you are used to in a 7.3. So first, set your mode. Do we want ILS, GLS, or VOR? I want ILS, and the frequency is 110.9. 1109. Boom. Real quick here, hang on. I'm going to Sky Vector for a second. See if they can help us out. Mustang. This is Maverick. Mustang. Oh, wait, sorry. Wrong. Got myself in the wrong place. That's the closest VOR, so we'll use it. And we're set up on nav 1 for now. Nope, I'm on the ADF. My bad. 117 9. Punch it. There we go. And I know I've got them both set, but we're set up, folks, so that when I go to the ILS, I'll have the DME information for Mustang. We're in high terrain, folks, so we have to be very, very situationally aware of where we're flying. Okay. Promised we'd get our landing info, so we go to weight and balance again. We're not going here. We're going to performance landing. We're going to go on a landing with flaps 30, 17 right, I believe. Yes. Dry winds. All right. As of 48 minutes ago, 250 at 6. I'm sure they're wishing it was 15 degrees Celsius there, but instead it's only 28, so it's not as bad as Vegas. And I am going to go ahead. We're going to try this. 30 decimal 10, enter. And our estimating landing weight today is 124.2. Got that from our sim brief plan. Okay, I'm going to add 5, so we'll go here. The bad thing is it's in meters. Europe is going, hallelujah. They know that one. We don't. However, thankfully, our charts usually give us what the meters are. We're landing on an 11,000 foot runway, 3,350 meters. Plenty of room, folks. I could actually back us down to 2. It's our terminal. Well, let's keep it and see if we can land and hold short of 826. I don't think I will, but we'll give it our best. If not, we'll get off here in November, get on Bravo, come back. All right? And I know you didn't see any of that because I didn't bring charts up. So that's what we're looking at. So our landing speed today, our approach will be about 145, landing at about 137. Remember, I made it +5. So that looks good. Matter of fact, I think I will. Let's just lay it by ear. We'll go brakes 3 for now. All right, folks, and we are about top of descent. Hence why I said we'll debut tomorrow. All right, let's dial in the bottom altitude. Scola is 24,000. All right, so folks, if you have any questions, comments, please, by all means, put them in the chat. I'd love to hear from you. But Leo Sticks has been around, first-time chatter today. Appreciate you coming in with your couple of messages. Any of you. Bad Attitude is lurking. I believe Hawker is lurking about, waiting for 3 infamous letters to come out and join us when he hears them, which may be never. It's either going to be JFK or DCS. One of those will get him awake. But I'm glad to have you all here. It is a pleasure And glad you all are looking forward here. Like I said, tomorrow look for Stream Raiders to come along, and we'll give it a try. I will be honest, folks, I don't know anything about it. So y'all are gonna win. Just guaranteed, more than likely. I don't even know if that's how it works. So it kind of shows you. All right, we got somebody up here. Albuquerque Center, that is behind us. All right, and what we'll do, we'll come down to about, heck was the name of that block? Clock. At clock, we'll switch to common traffic and announce our intentions. That's the way it should be working if you are a VATSIM pilot, when you're in the U.S., especially the 48 states. It may be in effect for Alaska, it may be in effect for Hawaii, as well as Puerto Rico. But for sure, the 48 states, you should just do a simple, type it in the chat of your whatever you use to connect your simulator to VATSIM, the .ctaf, and if you would rather come phonetically, Charlie Tango Alpha Fox, put a space in there, and then the 4 character designation for the airport you're going to. What it's going to bring up is the common traffic frequency for that airport. 9 out of 10 times, folks, it's the tower frequency if you're going into a towered airport. Otherwise, it's delineated on your map. Okay, we're coming up to top of descent. You got a couple of options here. Descent, hit descent now. We'll go ahead and do that. And hang on, I'm a little... Oh, I didn't know the speed brake button was in the way. And execute. We'll hit the forecast button. Now, if you were in Europe, or pretty much anywhere than North America, you've got a transition level to set. North America, folks, Canada, I believe all of Mexico, or maybe slight variations, you're looking at 18,000 feet. They keep it simple here. So you come to this page and just put it in the way you know how to put it in. Then I do a request for my descent winds. It's going to ask to load them. I don't think you have to accept once the load comes up. And there they are. All right, so now I've got the winds updated in the FMC to help with the plotting of our arrival. Plotting some mischievous. All right, so is that right? Okay, let's push this up. Now, 117.9 is still on there, so when we look at our nav display, FMG, Fox Mike Golf, that's the designator for it, 75 miles away. I'll be honest, I don't know how far away from the airport it is. It's pretty close. All right, now this haze layer is going to make it challenging to find it easy. All right, now, one thing I like about Boeing's graphical displays over Airbus, it's a lot easier to look here see where am I going to be at 24,000 feet. That's what I've set. That's this arc. Okay. Airbus puts a little hockey stick. Now, both work, both are fine, but for me, that eye candy, a little bigger for these older, tireder eyes than most, is nice to see. So I give them a kudo there. Many thumbs down for this garbage. But it's Boeing. What do you expect? They've got to figure out where the doors they lose are in the corn patches below. All right, Scola was 28 to 24, and sometimes it will stop. So what I'm going to do is tell it to keep going. As soon as I get my cursor into the right one, see if it starts. Okay, the next is tests above 17. And I am not happy that it's not descending. I like it to be pretty close to where it's supposed to be. Even though it can be above, I like it being very, very close. All right, there we go, folks. Now we'll go to the IntRef page. 30. There. Get this set up. We're set up over here. Might even get lucky and see the airport as we go by. Might. Haze, kind of hard to tell. Now, I have set it to 16,000, which is at Hold'em. 6 more miles past Texas. But again, thank you for being a part of Flying with Mike, folks. It's a pleasure as always. Looking at the time, yeah, we're not going to be able to fly that second flight. Let me double check. I was kind of looking forward to it. See what the schedule is on it. Yeah, we're not going to be able to fit it in. Dang it. Oh well. That's okay. And that's why I only showed the one. Because I was pretty sure we wouldn't be. I was actually trying to get online earlier, but you know how things go, folks. Especially, you know, right now priority. Yeah, while I'm lucky, I can fall back on streams. But the priority for my household is getting me a job, and we're working at that big time. So I do thank all that show up, and tomorrow's flight will be fun. I look forward to it. I'll give a little bit more if you haven't dropped down and looked in about. We're going to be flying the Piper Arrow. We'll talk about those 2 locations, if some of you may already know. So, All right, folks, let's get ready to land this beast, shall we? Wonder if Bad Attitude got anything in his adventures of blowing things up. All right, we're coming up on 18,000. Pretty sure I didn't, but we'll get the wing lights back on. Hang on. Reno currently 3010. All right, so we got the altimeter set for Reno. I'm trying to see where the airport is in relation to clock. Looks like it's right across from it. And if you're curious, I'm sure some of you have heard of the Reno air races. That's something I really want to get to one day. I'm going to continue my descent to 12,000. That is on my bucket list, folks. To go out and watch the races. I just would love to see that. Actually would love to go around it once too. Just once. And I don't care if we go full speed down at 50 feet or lower. But yeah, you heard me. Full speed, 50 feet or lower. I don't care. I just want to go around the course once. Just amazes me to watch that when I see it. And I actually used to do that. That was a Century of Flight that we had the air racing in, or was that FSX? But anyway, we actually could fly the air race course, and then West Coast ATC actually had a tournament you could fly with the air racing. I don't even know if West Coast ATC is still out there. But yeah, it's not at this airport, by the way. It's at the other one. Steed, I think it's called, or something like. It's the other Reno airport where they do that. And the funny thing is, I did think it was this one. I can't imagine landing with that going on. But you all can correct me. Carson City, the capital of Nevada, is not far away. Lake Tahoe, also. So, you know, a lot of neat things right here, folks. All right, time to start bringing the speeds down. Well, that wasn't what it's supposed to do. At 250. All right, we'll get it there. All right, and now time to set for 10,000. Now this is a hard altitude, folks, so it's always good to make sure you're down at it. Okay, there's the speed. Right, we're turning. Not 100% sure where the airport's supposed to be out there, folks. My guess, if I were to guess, somewhere out here, but I usually guess wrong. And then over the ridge would be Lake Tahoe. And I'm going to need to start really slowing up here. All right, and speed brakes. All right, let's announce to gonna go ahead and bring up some volume. All right, let's start looking for the airport over here. Maybe right about here. We'll see. We'll see where we end up when we start this out. All right, 10,000 feet, making the curve. All right, folks, we are here. So I'm switching over to CTAF. Reno traffic, FedEx 811 on the ILS Zulu for runway 17 right. And after Belby, we'll start our descent. What do we need to come down to? 7,500. Actually, let's go ahead and start it now. Okay, again, terrain radar here, folks. This will help us out a lot. Okay, maximum speeds now. We can slow this thing down. See how that arc really helps you folks get a feel for where you'll be? That arrow sometimes is hard to see, especially when you get clutter of rain and all. Yeah, I know you can turn it off, but still. Okay, speed auto brakes to 3. 10,000 means lights. All right, folks, we're about to turn in. Okay, so
1,000 to go.
Okay, we're making the turn. See how that high terrain, let's dial that in a little.
$2,500.
Okay. ILS and glide slope are coming alive. And Reno traffic, FedEx 811 intercepting the localizer. ILS Zulu 417 right. It's not too bad today. We're at 7,400 feet. A little high, a little low, but only 100 feet. I'm not going to worry. That'll put us right on track. VOR. All right, folks, welcome into Reno. We'll be on the ground here in about 5 minutes. Hope you all enjoyed the short haul run. Wish I had more time to be able to punch out that second one, but it is what it is. We're 12 miles out. Also, if you'd like, feel free to put in your predictions, folks. Give you all a chance to get out of the break, but those of you who subscribe to the channel, exclamation mark, the word predict, then a space and a negative number. And for those coming out of the break, we are now 10-mile final for 17 right. If you want to put a prediction in just to see how well you guess what, I don't even know, exclamation mark the word predict, a space, and the most important thing, a negative number. And if you don't mind, I'm going to get back to aviating. Gear down. Speed brakes armed. Welcoming in to Reno, Nevada. That is so, it's really, I almost took over and thought we were on the wrong runway. This really looked like a runway to me. It's actually right here, folks.
Feet stabilized, Mr. Birch on 67.
Alright, folks, plane's mine. See how badly we can botch this. Alright, let's see if we can keep it stable. Down, start to drift.
Approaching minimums. 400 minimum.
Light
300.
slow. Light slow. Light slow. Light slow.
200.
Light slow.
There's the pappies, blend in quite nicely.
100.
Hey, landing.
50. 40. 30. 20. 10.
Well, we definitely didn't make the goals we set.
80 knots.
And Reno traffic, FedEx 811 off runway 17 right to FedEx parking. Where the heck is that now, come to think of it? Cargo, where are you? Oh, way down there by the terminal. Okay. Again, hope you enjoyed. I haven't even looked. I will look when we get there as to how we did, or at least how I predicted. I don't know if anyone else did. Okay. Nice little hour and a few minute flight up here, folks. We'll kill the weather radar. Look at the terrain, though, around us. Incredible. And now it disappeared. Alright, so we're taxiing pretty much all the way down. We'll come off at Gulf and head over. Terminals are right here. I was going to head to the terminal and forgot we were a cargo. Alright, after landing, real quick, probe heaters can come off. Stape trim 4 units. And what else? APUs coming on, position lights, weather radar, and terrain off. We're ready for the parking lot. I'll be totally honest, I'm not sure where FedEx parks down here. I just know it's somewhere here. I know a good pilot would have looked it up. Well, we're in the UPS area. Oh well. And the brakes are set. Let's double check, and they are indeed. All right, folks, again, welcome in. Yeah, FedEx is right up at the top end. Oh, well, you know, hey, we're not as knowledgeable about all things. EP leads on. All right, generators, we'll go ahead, start with the fasten seatbelt sign to off. And engines to idle or to cut off. They're both rolling back. All right, folks, again, welcome. Welcome one and all to Reno. Transponder to standby, that we can do. All right, so I hope y'all enjoyed, folks. Great flight, nice, short, sweet. Something we weren't able to get accomplished yesterday. And again, for those that came out, my apologies. I really do wish we could have flown it. All right, more importantly, we're on this flight. First off, FedEx recorded us. Not sure which bounce. Really? Let's see. Wow, they did. Whoa, 61 feet a minute. Wow. See who was down in that territory. Not this guy. Okay. All right, let's see. Hang on a second here, folks. All right, so Sim Toolkit. First off, let's see if anybody's inbound. I doubt it. I haven't heard anyone. And flyover country. Yeah, nobody's coming in. Oh, wait a minute. No. I thought maybe, but nope. Oh, wait. Who's in Vegas? Ah, okay, cool. Always love to see who's out and about, but nobody's coming in. That's good, because then we can come over here and click disconnect. Flip back the radios. And folks, let's see how we did. Let me first get XPilot and some toolkit. All right, there's Sim Toolkit coming up. I do see 201. Boy, they are always rough on us. All right, well, whatever. 145 knots? Huh. Seemed a lot slower than that to me, but okay. All right, let's get in here and do why I like Sim Toolkit better than I do Volanta. Now, Volanta is a great flight tracking tool, folks. I'll 100% agree with anyone out there. Here's where I think the difference comes in, is if you're wanting to not only use the flight recorder, but figure out what did you do on the landings, metric-wise, number-wise. I think they do a little better job here at Sim Toolkit. So you click your flight, view your details. Folks, Volanta does this. It's 300 miles, 2,500 kilograms, 145 knots. So they recorded the first of, I think, 3 bounces, 201 feet a minute. Folks, that's still a good landing. By the way, the winner who got the chicken dinner, looks like it was me at 180 knot or 180 feet a minute. Okay, no one else was in it. Okay, well, hopefully next time. So here you go. So you can do this, folks, in Volanta. What you can't do is this. Unless they've changed their protocols, I haven't used them in many, many months. All right, so we're coming in this way, folks. The blue dot represents where the actual legal landing portion of the runway starts. However, you won't see that blue dot. You see this nice long white line with little arrows in front of it. Okay, that's where the landing portion of the runway starts going forward. Now, let's say you were coming the other way. By the way, this is almost identical to the other end. If you're coming from 35 left down the runway towards us, you can use this section up here to stop and exit the runway if need be. Okay, just this is only for takeoffs. You're not supposed to land in it. Real world, what you do on the sim, folks, is between you and the sim. All right, now where did we actually land? Right here, the green dot. Okay, just a real quick, let you know what you're looking at. Each of these hash marks that you see here, folks, 500, 1,000, 1,500, 2,000. Think of them, I know we have a golfer or two in the house. When you golf, how do you know where your ball lands? Okay, now if it's my ball, you already know it's not even in play because it's out in the woods somewhere. But, I know some of you are seasoned at it. How do you know where that ball is on the fairway? How many yards or feet or whatever you measure in to the hole? That's right, you have landmarks. Think of them that way. That tells you how far down the runway you landed. Okay, most pilots don't really care as long as they get it within the hash marks. In our case, we were 1,960 feet down the runway, 12 feet off the center line. Now, we do take pride and try to be on the center. Couple of reasons. As always, folks, you start straying off the center, you start straying towards the edge of the runway. That's not good. However, these hash marks are on the other end. And if you start seeing them, you know you're running out of runway. So that's why I talk about them. All right, so giving you just a little bit of airport operations, what I know, what I used to do. Okay, don't do that anymore. That's just the way it is. Over on the landing report side, so you got your touchdown data, gives you an idea where I'm guessing my first bounce was, and they were little bunny hops, I think. We'll find out here, hopefully. So over here we are 11,000 foot runway, 150 foot wide. You can see all the metrics. 201 feet a minute again, 145 feet, and 1.2 Gs. Folks, that's what you strive for. You grease it that way. That's called butter right there. Okay, so this number is a little... That, folks, the passengers will be happy on. They won't. Folks, they can't tell that, the folks on the plane. And by the way, there were folks. The boxes would be jumping for joy back there. All right, so there you go, folks. That's Sim Toolkit and why I really like this. Plus, it's got some great flight planning capabilities to help you. Like if I did want to turn that flight, we could start doing it right now with Sim Toolkit. I just don't think I have the time that it's going to take to get the plane turned around and get it up and going. That's all. And so with that in mind, again, let's look outside. Or from the inside of the UPS building. FedEx normally parks up here, by the way, folks. Oh well. All right, let's do one other thing that comes with X-Plane, not the other. You can get this feature. You just have to download it, install it, and then when you're flying, start it up wherever you want your replays to start. I could actually, if I'm without much of a life, oh wait, that is me. I could actually roll all the way back to when I started the sim and go forward. Now, it is, well, we have had an update, so maybe it won't be as touchy. So we're going to kind of try. All right, let's go from here and see what we can. All right.
1,000 feet, stable.
That'll work. I'm going to take the volume down. Crank in some music. And let's just watch. I'm not going to accelerate. We're close enough. I'm just going to see how we did, and we'll look at it from a couple of angles to learn what are we doing. Again, I'm hand flying it, folks. I have been for probably a good minute or two. See the displacement right here? This is definitely don't want to be in there. I don't think I bounced. That's where I thought I bounced. I actually stayed on the ground. Okay. All right. Wow. What? Nice. I thought I bounced a couple times. Not bad. Wow, you couldn't really tell. Told you that's what the passenger would have seen, folks. Wow, that was a nice landing and approach, folks. Let's look at it from the cockpit one more time. Then we'll look at it from the tower and then we'll call it. So you can see how you can learn. Okay, I flared a little early too. That didn't help. But you can see we are definitely left of the center line. So that's one thing I've been really working at, folks. And I'm still ending up either side of the center line. Well, that didn't work. There is no tower view here. All right, folks, there you have it. Welcome. Welcome to Reno. What a fun flight that was, folks. I really hope y'all enjoyed. Hawker's in here saying I need rudder pedals. I don't know. I'm so used to the way of flying this plane, flying the Sims with the flight stick that I have here and being able to rotate it instead of with feet. I just don't know. But folks, there you have it, Reno, Nevada. Want to thank you all very much for being out here today. It has been a pleasure. Tomorrow, I'll give you a little clue. I've already said we're in the Hawk or the Piper Arrow. We're going to be flying from Hot Springs to French Lick, Indiana. Hot Springs, Arkansas, French Lick Hot Springs to French Lick. Look them up. You'll kind of see there's a little theme there that we're working with, and don't know if we'll be able to continue from those. But I hope to see you all then. Plus the debut, I hope. I don't know how to run it really that well. We'll see. Stream Raiders. So we'll see how that works, especially for you guys on the YouTube side of the house. So, folks, I hope you all have a great rest of your Monday night. Thank you so much for being a part of Flying with Mike, and I look forward to tomorrow. Y'all have a great night. God bless. We'll see you then.